Hi, good evening. Friday, thank fuck. Um, just a follow up actually from the last video where I talked about helping a young fella who has an imminent prison sentence on the horizon. So I've been in contact with him briefly again, and it looks like I will carry that on. It's the 22nd. He's in court for sentencing on the 3rd. And we will stay in contact, whatever the outcome. We've already said that. So this other one was a lady who contacted me through YouTube. Her son has been arrested and bailed on suspicion of rape. I spoke to her at length a couple of days ago. It had been a long wait for her, I'm afraid, because I have been flat out. But I had a long drive, so we had a good chat, and she'd been waiting for me for about 2 weeks, I think. So I was feeling a little bit guilty about that, but she was fine. Anyway, her son, long story short, a funeral, a lot of alcohol, two women, a mother and daughter that he's known all of his life, that are known to all of his family. He knows all of their family. And he stayed at theirs, asleep on the sofa, completely crashed out. Anyway, I'll get to the point. He was woken up in the middle of the night by the daughter saying, you've got to leave. And then the next day, apparently a rape allegation was made by her mother. So this was kind of difficult to start with because I think I've made my views fairly clear on sex offenders. But, you can't, if you're going to put yourself out there and help people, there comes a sort of cut-off point where you can't really pick and choose. Although there are one or two that I definitely would tell to go on their own route. But I got as much information from this lady as I could. It wasn't great, and it's so difficult for her because she doesn't understand legal jargon, legal terms, what they actually mean, because some of it's a bit kind of enigma material, really, and needs to go to Bletchley. But what I did get from her, and those of you who've followed me will know that I'm very, very careful about saying things that I'm certain about, not I'm, maybe, or, but, none of that. If I don't know, I'll just say I don't know. Anyway, I was, like I say, really cautious about this, but I heard enough to be pretty sure that this guy will face no further action. There's one thing in particular that was said about the alleged victim, and that is that she has been known to the police to do this before, more than once. So as things stand, the fella in question has been bailed. He's been questioned once and bailed without charge, pending further investigation. He has returned on the time and date that he was told to, and he was bailed again. No charge, no further interview. And so that, to me, slots in potentially with the little bit of information, which, I am certainly not a believer in lots of women make false rape allegations. That I know it can happen. I'm not stupid, but I don't think it's as prevalent as certainly some men would like me to believe. Guys that I've crossed paths with in prison. Yeah, I mean, I, I know it happens, but I don't think it's as common as a lot of people want to believe or do believe. Anyway, that's just an opinion. So yeah, I explained some of the kind of legal spaghetti that this lady was wrestling with, and that was I think a help. I also explained the possible outcomes, or at least some of the more kind of notable possible outcomes. And we were on the phone for about an hour, and I asked her to keep in touch, let me know what happens. So we'll see. I doubt that I'll remember to share the outcome with everybody, but because it could be a long time yet. But my gut feeling, more than my gut feeling, my bit of knowledge and bit of experience in, legal stuff in general, suggests strongly to me that this is going nowhere, that this is a false accusation. And I don't say that lightly, because I am one of the most vehemently anti-rapist guys that I know. I'll keep it simple, and excuse the language, but I fucking hate rapists, and I fucking hate paedophiles, and anything even remotely connected to that as well, whether you upskirting or touching women up. I saw a fella on the tube about 30 years ago assault a woman in a packed carriage, and yeah, I was young enough and carefree enough then to just drag him off the tube and give him a bit of a clump on the platform, and off he scurried. So I'm not a fan, and I've shown that to one or two sex offenders over the years that I spent inside. Anyway, look, that's a me thing, and it's not really in keeping with this video. But what is that a couple of people, and this happened, the first time this happened was about 5 years ago in Pentonville. My boss in education suggested this to me, and one or two, maybe 3 or 4 people have said it to me over the last year or so. They think that I could have get myself a little sideline in helping people in these situations with just relevant and clear information about, if you know you're going to prison, you'd be hard pressed to find someone more widely knowledgeable than me. I've done virtually every job in prison. I've been in 13 of them. I've done over 17 years. And I keep an open mind to everything I saw and heard in prison. So it's all there, and I can relay it without any kind of bias, emotional or otherwise. So maybe there's a little bit of a side business here for me. I don't know. I guess if I could ask you guys, if you want to leave comments, I do understand that this is quite a tricky proposition in terms of me making sure that people aren't misinformed or given false hope or given false despair. So I say, if I don't know, I say it. I do that in everything, I think. So yeah, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. That would be really helpful. Thank you. And if it comes to nothing, then so be it. I'll just do the odd one here and there from people here and YouTube. Take care.